Right. Hello, students. A very good evening. I welcome you all for the session 44 of the performance review call. And as usual, let's start our discussion with more of thought process, brainstorming, followed by our reflection on how our week went by. Okay. So fine, we have 4 students right now. Let's begin. Let's not delay. Okay. So today's question, since there are 4 students, I would like all of you to try this. The question of the day is this: name one woman from freedom struggle that inspired you and why. So this was a question again asked in UPSC, and these angles of questions also come in. So they want to know what your opinion is about what you have read. It's not about what the bookish opinion is. So remember, these kind of questions can come anywhere. This was a question asked in the history paper about why. Name one woman from freedom struggle who inspired you and why. Okay. So I'm putting you all into the breakout room, okay, right now, so that you all can go and discuss. Okay. So let's begin. So there's only 4 students, so I'm putting all of you into one breakout room. If there's further joining, I'll add it. Okay. So go ahead, click the join button and join it. Yeah. Brainstorm why it is why they're important for you and what inspired you. Yeah. Please go ahead, join it. Yeah. Very nice. Lakshmi Sagal, Rani Lakshmi Bai. Very nice. Others, everyone, right now. So this is something that all of you need to understand when you're studying for UPSC. UPSC is interested, or for many of you, it's Rani Lakshmi Bai only. Okay. This is where your answer could be unique. Okay. See, now with your knowledge base, one of someone who is very much highlighted will be Rani Lakshmi Bai. But when you're writing your answers and when these kind of questions come, when you are able to touch upon those personalities which are not much known, but whose contributions are pretty high, you are actually standing out of the crowd to make your answer see out. Okay. So now this question is an indicator for you to actually see that when you're studying, who is your favorite and why. So when you start looking into why it is your favorite, it will define your personality. Why you are choosing a particular personality, what ideologies have you liked. See, for example, yesterday was Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar's birthday. Okay. And I can say, he has become my superhero recently. Okay. I watched the serial of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, which is an excellent serial. And that's when I really understood the personality, which I never could understood as a part of the books. So the thing that I learned from him, I'm just sharing this, the thing that I learned from him through the serial was that a true leader need not be strong, need not be intelligent, or need not be smart. But a true leader, if his thoughts are only towards empowering others, he automatically becomes a leader. That's one important thing that I learned from Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. He wasn't strong financially, he was strong intellectually, but he had a very clear thought that he wants to do justice for people around him, whether it is friends or his enemies. That was the first lesson I learned from Dr. B.R. Ambedkar with respect to his leadership. And the second most important thing that I could really observe was his enemies, people who did not want good for them, even if they didn't do good for him, when the troubled times came for those people, he actually stood by them. He knew that they have done wrong for him. He knew that they are doing injustice for him. But yet, when it comes to taking justice, he actually took it. So there, it got reminded me of one particular anecdote. Okay, I'll just share it with you. So once there was this man who was going across the road, and he saw this old lady who was trying to save a scorpion out of a lake. Okay. But every time that old lady tried to pick up the scorpion used to bite the lady. Okay. And she used to let it out, and the scorpion used to fall down. Okay. Second time she tried, third time she tried, it bit him. Okay, bit her. So this guy was surprised and he went by and actually spoke to her. And when he spoke to her, he asked, see, the scorpion is biting you. Why you want to help the scorpion? So you know what that old lady told? The old lady told that, see, the nature of the scorpion is to bite, and my nature is to help. So let me think of possibilities to actually help the scorpion. So she actually took a leaf, made the scorpion come on the leaf, and she let it on the ground. So I was able to relate this anecdote to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, saying that if people are not behaving according to you, if people are doing injustice to you in the background, but as a true leader, if you can really stand by for them, because they are like, they don't know that they're doing wrong. But if you can actually empower them, you truly become a leader. This was the understanding I actually got from Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Similarly, students currently don't see history as history, quality as quality. There's a lot of depth behind everything. If you're reading polity right now, it is the summation of the historical injustices that has happened in our society. And to protect us properly, we have the Constitution of India formed. So if you're able to relate and understand things in this perspective, let me tell you, your answers will carry content that no other student who has read as bookishly will actually be able to present. Are you all able to understand? So once your first round of reading has happened, over your second round of reading, your contemplation has to start in the side. This is called as active learning, creating your own opinions and knowing why it is. Clear? Very good. So I hope this particular question opened up this thing for you. So today, coming back, the hack of the day is called as micro brainstorming. We have discussed this in separate parts, but today we will experiment this, okay? So we have around 12 brains right now in the session. So let us try to take a topic and collate what all do you remember about the topic, okay? So let me take a topic and let's try to brainstorm what all we know, okay? What we are going to do right now is something that you all should do as a part of your revision towards your prelims whenever you are on breaks or at short intervals, which you can do for yourself or with others, okay? Are you all ready? So let's take a simple topic like, anyone has any topics on mind, any concepts on mind that you like to share? Let's brainstorm on that. I'll only tell, okay? Okay, I'll only take a topic if nothing is there. So the topic of discussion is something that is very, very simple. Let's try to brainstorm what all do you know about this topic, okay? So earthquake is the topic, okay? So I want each one of you to tell me one point on what do you remember about this concept. Okay, go on. Anubhav, what do you remember about this concept, earthquake?
Earthquakes are mainly due to the movement of tectonic plates.
Okay, movement of tectonic plates.
Tectonic
Okay.
plates.
Yeah, let's
And
go one by one. And
So when
let's
earthquake happens,
continue.
seismic waves are emitted from
Sorry?
ground. Seismic waves.
Yeah,
Seismic.
seismic waves of emitted. Okay. Okay. Do you remember what type of seismic waves are they? Uday? Okay.
No, sir.
Okay, next. Ashish, go ahead. Tell me something about earthquake that you know. Ashish? Okay.
Sir, it happens because of the collision of two plates.
Yeah. Okay. Movement of tectonic plates and collision, it happens. Okay. Next. Devika?
So we have a ring of fire, which is a term for the most prominent areas where the earthquakes will happen in a high frequency.
Okay. Area for volcanoes and earthquakes. Okay. Next. Gopika, would you like to add a point? Gopika? Okay. Syed? Syed?
Sir, I am also saying that it's due to because of tectonic plates.
Okay. Apart from that, what else do you remember? Okay, next, keep thinking, please don't refer the books. I want you to think and brainstorm. Palak, go ahead.
So there are two types of waves, primary waves and secondary waves.
Very
So
good.
primary
Okay.
waves reach the surface first, and the secondary waves later. That's why they are named that way. Primary waves, secondary waves are more destructive because they move on the surface, and the shadow areas are also there for these waves. Primary waves can travel through solid, liquid, both the mediums, but secondary wave travels only through solids, I guess. I don't remember.
Okay, very good. And solid and liquid, and this one is more through solids. Okay.
I am not sure about this point.
Yeah. Let's brainstorm. This is where. See, now that you're not sure, we need to mark it that you're not sure. Okay, so that we can re-verify it. Okay. Yeah. Next, very good. Okay. Next, Rajnish, go ahead.
Sir, like P waves and S waves, and about P waves, they are the longitudinal waves.
Very
S
good.
waves, they are the transverse wave. P waves speeds are more than those S waves, and like P waves का जो speed होता है वो लेहमन डिसकंटिन्यूटी के बाद तेज हो जाता है, because like वो solid का presence शो करता है core में. There are two layers in cores. Various spheres में there are two layers. So discontinuity is there. So वहाँ पे speed तेज होता है, maximum speed होता है वहाँ पे.
Okay.
And like 104 degree, 140 degree से 103 degree के बीच में shadow regions बनता है P waves के. S waves का जो है वो 103 degree से 103 degree के बीच में बनता है. And S waves जो होते हैं वो like वो सॉलिड से पास करते हैं लेकिन लिक्विड से पास नहीं करते हैं, इसीलिए वो आउटर कोर में नहीं जा पाते हैं, क्योंकि आउटर कोर का जो अपर पार्ट है वो लिक्विड से बना हुआ है. दैट्स व्हाई दे आर नॉट एबल टू गेट इनटू इट.
Okay, now tell me, simply tell me this, which one has higher shadow region, P waves or S waves?
S waves, sir.
S waves have higher shadow region. Okay, good.
Seismograph,
what is the reason?
Sir, basically because the S wave cannot travel in the liquid.
Yes.
So when the core starts, so the upper part of the core is liquid. And
yes,
जिसकी वजह से वहां से ये चीजें होती हैं. And seismograph are there. Seismograph फिर एक और भी रिएक्टर स्केल है जो मैग्नीट्यूड को मेजर करता है. नॉर्थ इंडिया जो है वो ज्यादा अर्थक्वेक के प्रोन में होता है because of the Himalayas and
North India is in seismic zone. Why?
Because वो जो कॉन्टिनेंट का जो कन्वर्जेंस हुआ है और अभी भी हो रहा है, तो मतलब वहां पे अर्थक्वेक के ज्यादा चांसेस होते हैं कंपैरेटिवली. साउथ इंडिया जो है पेनिनसुलर जो है वो बहुत स्टेबल सिस्टम से बना हुआ है, तो वहां पे कंपैरेटिवली क्या ऑलमोस्ट नहीं के बराबर ही अर्थक्वेक्स आते हैं.
Okay, very good. Okay, let's hold it here. Next, Purnima, do you remember anything regarding earthquake that you can share?
Sir, I just shared the causes of the earthquake, sir.
Tell me. What it
sir,
is?
natural causes are collapse of rock and volcanic eruption, sir. And some man-made activities also earthquake causes, sir. Those are building dams and storing huge amount of water and some wastewater injection.
Good.
And borewell, sir. Borewell.
No, that's man-made causes. Okay.
So these are.
Your voice is not clear, Purnima. Please check your internet connection. Okay.
Okay. Sir.
Next. Rajnish, okay. Rishita, add on. Anything you want to add on here?
Sir, earthquake is generally measured by Richter scale.
Done. Over. Richter scale, seismograph is there. There's one more scale. Anyone has any idea what it is? Richter scale, seismograph. One more.
स्केल जो अर्ली 1930s वगैरह में यूज किया जाता था सर, मैं पढ़ा था लेकिन भूल गया ना.
Okay. Anyone remembers?
Sir, it's
Okay.
intensity scale, no one scale is
Yeah,
there.
yeah. What is that called?
Mercury
Name.
scale.
Mercalli scale. Ah, very good. Oh, I'm not sure the spelling is right. We'll recheck. Okay. Yeah. Next. Who else is there? Palak, Purnima, Rishita. Okay. Sahiti. Okay, Rishita, 1 second. Rishita, you want to add on anything to this? Seismograph, Richter scale, Mercalli scale. Tell me which is what. Do you remember? Why is seismograph used? Why is Richter scale used? Why is Mercalli scale used?
No, sir.
Do you remember? Okay. Okay. Sahiti, would you like to add anything that you remember about earthquake?
Sir, I'm getting a news in my mind that in Afghanistan there was an earthquake and tremors were observed in Delhi.
Okay, good. Okay. Any idea why it happened?
No, sir.
Okay.
No.
Anything else do you remember about the concept? Check.
Sir, these tectonic plates, these 2 points I knew, and this seismograph and Richter scale I knew, sir. I have to this primary.
Okay.
I don't
No
know.
problem. No problem. No problem. Okay. Good.
Sir,
Okay.
I know some about in northeast side, the distance between two countries is less, but there the cause of earthquakes are more. So if they build any dam bridges also, they used to collapse on every week. So the ship used to travel whole circle. Like if you want to show your nose, you can't point it with one. Just right. You should turn your finger and it.
Let's channel our discussion towards more of this. Just few more minutes. Okay. Can anyone tell why is seismograph used for? Why is Richter scale used? As why Mercalli scale is used? Mercalli is for intensity. Okay. That has been identified already.
Seismograph is to plot the graph.
Repeat it.
Seismograph is to plot the graph.
Okay.
Draw the graph. And the Richter scale is to measure the magnitude, like वो log का scale होता है. So if something 5 is there and something 6 is there, 10 times का increment होता है.
Okay. Now, is Richter scale set up on the surface or inside the earth?
Richter scale.
Okay. Where is the earthquake first felt by the Richter scale? Is it on the surface or inside the earth?
So basically, epicenter and hypocenter, I would like to add these two words. Epicenter.
Tell me more about that.
And long waves and relief waves, these are the two waves that travels on the surface. These are the more destructive compared to PNS waves. So epicenter, hypocenter. Hypocenter is also known as focus. Long wave and relief wave, these are the two waves also. They are more destructive because they travel along the surface. So as per me, these instruments are places on the surface only.
Yes, very good.
And
okay.
As per the study that I have, like you know that these things are usually जहाँ भी वो boundaries होते हैं, continent, oceans, so places को find out किया जा सकता है.
Okay, so tectonic movements are continent,
okay.
Okay.
Or ocean,
Continent, ocean, continent, and ocean. Okay, what happens when continent happens?
So continent से sir block mountains बनते हैं.
Okay, wait. I want to pause it here. Okay, I want others to take a chance. Anubhav, would you like to try this? What happens when continent merges?
So young fold mountains are formed.
First of all, mountains form. Need not be just young fold. Yeah, obviously, if something comes up newly, it's young fold mountains only, right? Yeah. Okay. Next, ocean, continent. What happens? Any idea? What happens? Okay.
Volcanoes.
Okay. Anyone likes to try?
Volcanic formations.
Volcanic formations happen.
Rocky.
Among these three, which one does volcanic eruptions happen in?
Ocean and continent, sir.
Okay. Others?
Rocky Mountain.
Anyone would like to correct it?
Sir,
in which of the following do we have volcanic eruptions happening?
जिसमें भी oceanic plate होगा, there will be volcanic eruption.
Yes. Okay.
Wherever we will have the continents, we will have the fold mountains.
Wherever oceanic plate is there, there volcano happens. That's one way of remembering things, but that's not actually the thing. The continent and ocean, when they come, the intensity of the oceanic plate is more when compared to the density of the continent plate. So automatically there is a subduction. Remember the concept? When things go below, that's when the volcanic eruption happens. Okay. But another
Yes, sir.
clue of remembering that, if you don't want to remember technically, wherever ocean is there, tectonic
No,
happens.
sir, I can explain it, sir. Also, I can like properly give.
No problem. Okay, no, first tell me this. What happens when ocean continent comes up? What is the formation?
So basically, oceanic plate is the heaviest plate compared to the continent plate because of the SEMA, silicon and magnesium, and because continent is made of silicon
No,
and
you
aluminium.
didn't answer my question, Rajneesh. Very simple. Tell me this. What happens when ocean continent merges? When ocean and ocean merge?
Continent जब
subduction of ocean.
subduction होता है, तो what happens? Oceanic plate goes into the magma. उससे मेल्ट होता है और मेल्ट होने से वहां पे लाइक प्रेशर ज्यादा हो जाता है, जिसकी वजह से वो वोल्केनिक इरप्शंस होता है.
Okay, volcanic mountains with volcanic eruptions happens. Okay, what happens when ocean and ocean merges?
ओशियन एंड कॉन्टिनेंट में एक चीज और भी होता है सर, क्योंकि वो जो बाउंड्री पे सेडिमेंट जो जमे हुए होते हैं उसकी वजह से वो फोल्ड माउंटेन्स वहां बनते हैं.
Okay.
Ocean and
it
ocean
leads to fold mountains, is it? I need to recheck on this. I don't know.
Yes, sir. Fold mountains because of the sediments, sir.
Okay. Agreed. I learned a new fact here. Okay. Next. Ocean. What happens? I want others to try. Anyone? Anyone? Palak, would you like to try again?
Sir,
What happens when
ridges, mid ridges are made in ocean.
Mid ridges are formed. Okay. So I can call this in simple words islands. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good. Okay. Is there any other fact that we
ocean, sir, like divergence में sir ridges बनते हैं sir. Convergence में ridges नहीं बनते.
Divergence we have ridges happening, correct?
Yes, sir. Not in convergence we have only the volcanic eruptions.
Correct. So what did we write wrong here? Ocean and ocean, when it is coming in, the islands are formed. Can we mention it as mid ridges according to you?
Sorry, sir. Can you repeat once
Check.
more?
I mean to say, when ocean and ocean gets merged, correct? Ocean and oceanic plate gets merged, islands are formed. So my question is, Palak mentioned that mid ridges are formed, correct? So can we mention it as mid ridges or not? So we have a doubt, correct?
No, sir. Mid ridges are not formed. It is the like volcanic. Iceland can be formed. Volcanic Iceland will be there. But mid-oceanic ridges is like when the divergence occurs. Then basically basic lavas, क्योंकि वो बहुत
always
लंबे
take examples when you want to look into. Himalayas are a really good example when ocean and ocean merges, correct? When ocean and continent merges, a very good example is Rocky Mountains and Andes Mountains, correct? Yeah. Remember? So when ocean and ocean merges, what happens? A very good example is the islands.
Marina Trench, ocean convergence, Marina Trench example, sir.
No. Trenches are always formed. No, Uday. Trenches are always formed when there is ocean and continent happening. Ocean and ocean, okay, yeah. Ocean and ocean happening. Marina Trench is formed. This is because of ocean and ocean. Check.
Ocean convergence.
Sir, as per the like whenever there will be a continent,
when there is subduction.
Yeah, when there are subduction, trenches are formed. Okay, so look into that. We need to check on the trenches are formed generally ocean and continent happening, but we need to check. Okay, so that's also a doubt.
Sir, trenches happen, sir, when one part is continent, sir. One part is continent, then there will be definitely trenches.
Yeah. Okay, let's hold on. See, this is a doubt. Getting the point. These are the areas where you actually get the conceptual clarity when you go and read it. Are you all able to understand what we did right now? Now, on this concept called earthquake, out of no preparation, we brainstormed the ideas and got in the overall idea of a concept right now. Making sense? Understanding how the brainstorming happening? So this activity, you can either do it together or you can do it by yourself, where you can just keep the keywords with you. When you are doing this, are you all able to understand? How many of you were able to get some immense confidence that you were actually able to brainstorm something about it? Type yes in the chat box if you are getting that confidence. Are you able to get this confidence that I know something about this topic? Great. So whatever others were mentioning, yes, I remember. Right? Are you all getting it? This micro brainstorming actually does wonders for you as prelims are approaching. When you sit and just read, you will never actually get the confidence. Rather, you just look at the keyword. Try to take a minute to brainstorm. So when you're doing that angle, your revision becomes so fast. Okay. Soon you will have rapid revision sessions happening. And you will notice how the faculty is able to brainstorm the whole subject within 45 minutes to an hour. So when you're able to brainstorm in this particular way, let us actually practically see this. Okay. So we will practically go to the question paper and see how much to an extent you have tackled the thing. Yeah? So you go to the prelims question paper. I don't know if I'm able to filter this out. Let's try. Okay. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm unable to filter it out. Just give me a second. I'm sorry, I'm unable to show that. There's some issue. Now you go to the question paper and search for the particular topic.
Can we do previous papers topics? Can we take
Yeah, that's what I'm telling
topics?
you. Yeah. So if you go now, I don't know why am I able to search. So 1 second. I'm unable to do that particular thing on the PDF. So I want everyone to go and check what are the questions that have come from the topic of earthquake. Okay. And actually see what have come in there. Okay. So you will actually able to notice that whatever we have brainstormed is actually there. Getting the point. So the point that I like to tell all of you here is, as prelims are coming close by, it's extremely important to know how much confident are you are. And confidence does not come just with the marks or just with, you are preparing for n number of hours. Confidence actually comes when you're able to brainstorm or build a familiarity about the topic. So go on with the brainstorming, not throughout the day. Once you finish the subject and get a broader idea, You can actually do the second and third revision through brainstorming so that constantly you keep building the content. Wherever you don't know, you know about it. Learn through the questions. So this is the method which actually goes. Clear? Super. So saying this, let's begin today's discussion. Please, I want everyone to go back and check on the previous year questions and see if you are able to answer those previous year questions. If wherever you feel that you learned something new that was not covered in what we covered now, just add that content into the notes. So you all can use this particular software called Workflowy, which is free of cost. It really helps you organize the content in a very easy way and helps you revise things better. But since you have made offline notes, use the offline notes effectively in the same. Okay. So let's begin with today's discussion of the week. We started late, so let's be quick. So let's begin one by one. Yeah. So Anubhav, you may begin.
Thank you, sir. This week was a little bit, I would say, hectic. And
you speak a little louder, please. Yeah.
So, I was busy on Saturday, Sunday, Monday because of some personal work. And then I started again. And I was able to finish geography, physical geography, human geography. And I finished some part of the science and technology also.
Revision or reading? First reading?
No, sir, revision.
Revision, okay.
I have read these topics earlier, so I was revising this.
And, okay, any realizations from the test series of this week?
Sir, the full test 3, I was not able to attempt because of this some issues, personal issues. So this I was not able to attempt, and rest of the things are fine, I think, sir. I'm going on the track. The path is already shown to me, and what I have to do, I know it very well.
Yeah.
I just have to follow these, and as you told me that I have to take massive action, I'm onto it. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. So as things are approaching by, especially when it comes to a full test, okay? So if you sit and read the textbooks and other things, it might get delayed. So just list down the concepts, start brainstorming the concepts, and an amazing method that Rishita had mentioned last week. It's a very good method that has to be followed, wherein if you can, after the test is done, write down all the keywords in a paper. So later part, when you keep looking at the keywords and brainstorming, your mind will start correlating things easily itself. And wherever or whichever keyword you're not familiar, you're not able to recall, just look into that. That will actually help you build your recall muscle. Remember, the recall muscle should be very strong. How UPSC can trick you, I'll tell you. I think I shared this example with you the other day. In 2018, there was this topic called merchant discount rate. Okay, that is when it was introduced. Everyone knew that it will come as a question. All the monthly magazines, all the YouTube channels, you name the material, it had merchant discount rate. Now, UPSC knew that everyone has read merchant discount rate. So they had to ask that question because it's important. They asked that question, but they made the concepts, options so complicated that if you read the option, you will even forget what you have read. So in those particular times, you need to know what is that keyword of merchant discount rate. What is the crux of the merchant discount rate? Only when you brainstorm, your mind will actually remember the keywords. That keyword, if you're able to search, that's enough. You are able to identify the option. So always in the exam, train your mind in such a way that once you see the keyword, your mind in 1 or 2 seconds recalls what it remembers about the concept. Then you search the option or you eliminate the options to come to the right answer. Making sense? So do that, Anubhav. Rigorously go forward. Yeah.
Here we was doing among many students, 3 or 4 people are there. So everyone is giving their contributing to some knowledge to it. So right now we had a large amount of data, but when we are doing it alone, our knowledge might be confined to some things that we remember only 3 or 4 things or so.
Yes.
So how will we expand that in that case?
So understood what you're trying to tell. This exercise, what we did right now, should be the final exercise that you do after you worked on the question papers and your notes. Anubhav, getting the point. Right now, if you noticed, each one of them had different points which you did not know. Getting it? So to get into that level of perspective, when you do a group brainstorming, this advantage comes. Okay. But when you're doing it on your own, this exercise has to be done in the end after you've worked on the question papers and your notes. Because what your brain will brainstorm is a collation of all that you have learned over the question papers. Understood? That's how you'll be able to collate. So for this particular year, when you see a full test angles will be always what UPSC could ask. So those angles, if you know, that would be more than sufficient. You can never know everything. Understand this. Even if I keep this topic for some more time, you all will be able to brainstorm some more things about it. Okay. But the point is not about that. There's no end to it. The subject is so depth. It goes so deep. So your job is, what do I know at this particular instance? What is the threshold of knowledge that I have about this concept? Am I able to eliminate? Good. If I'm not able to eliminate, what is that new data and keyword that I learned in this question that I can update in my notes? You understand? Every question should be attacked in that way. I know all the tricks to tackle the question. If I don't know, what is it that I don't know? That's how you should go for. You understand, Anubhav? So don't never think that I didn't know many things. Please understand, it's a blessing for you if you get to know that you don't know something right now. Because you should not have this feeling when you go to the exam. So we are standing at 15th of April. You have another, I think, around 30 or 48 days approximately. Okay. So 30 plus, around 40 days approximately. In this 40 days, whatever time you're spending on learning new things, accumulate as much as possible through the question papers. Okay. That day also, I'll tell you, that day also you'll have this feeling that I don't know something. You should not have the feeling that I don't know something. You should have the feeling that whatever I know clearly. And that's the attitude with which you should. This is how toppers operate. Okay? No one will know. Please understand, Anubhav. Even if a student has cleared his IPS and writing the exam again to get into IAS, they will have the same uncertainty as you have. Because every year, the entire syllabus changes based on current affairs. So everyone is on an equal ground. But what will be the difference from a topper and a student who is coming right now is the intuition and the practice and the skill of tackling those questions that he alone knows. No one will attempt all the questions. What strategy works for you, you take it. Got it? Do this method. Trust me, just the full test and your notes and your previous year questions, more than sufficient. Your game is, I am operating with my limited material. In this limited material, whatever I know, I will tackle. This attitude should not come that time. It should be ingrained in you during the full test. Every time you're taking the full test, this attitude should come in. And when that attitude is there, the presence of mind will be there. When presence of mind is there, you are actually able to attend those questions. I'll tell you so many instances, people go wrong in the questions where they have taken as an optional. If you ask a geography optional student, they might not be able to take the subject so easily. They'll go too deep. Please don't go too deep. It will only complicate the questions. Yeah. Next. Thank you, Anubhav. Fast enough. Okay. Yeah. Next. Abhishek Bore. How's this week going?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, sir. Like Monday and Tuesday, I couldn't attend the classes. Like I was procrastinating. I don't know why. But from Wednesday, I continued and I covered almost 6 classes, sir.
Okay.
Of geography.
Very good.
Yeah, sir. And I have a few doubts, sir. I will call you after this session regarding geography.
If it is related to subject, you can call me later. Sir. If it is anything related to something that you face, if you share, and others will also get benefited by hearing.
It is related to subject, sir.
Okay, sure.
And also tell me something about procrastination, how to avoid it, sir.
Yeah. So why do you think you need to diagnose and just briefly tell me, why do you think you faced it?
If it is somewhere, if I set a time at 12 o'clock, let's start. And if it's like 12:15, I think it of like, let's do it at 12:30. That kind of thinking is appearing. I'm facing that issue.
Absolutely. See, there's this thing, there's a book called Eat the Frog. The idea is, when you're doing a task that is not familiar to you or something that you don't enjoy top class, okay? So what happens, there is this resistance that builds in the mind. So what you need to do is, you need to introduce your mind to the task step by step, okay? So how you need to do is, see, whenever you are having procrastination or doing a task, you need to conserve your energy to do the task first and do it in a way that your mind is comfortable with. For example, you can train your mind in this particular way that you're given a timer for 12:30. Yeah.
Yes.
And now let's say you have postponed it. Okay, 12:45 you have put it. Again, you postponed it. You need to talk to your mind every hour how you're budgeting your time. So to begin with, what I would suggest you is, Abhishek, keep this as the first priority and conserve your willpower for it. And try to do with whatever you can do with the least resistance. For example, if you're not enjoying the subject that you're reading right now, can you change the subject? Or can you go to the question paper? Or can you brainstorm about the subject like what we did now? See what activity you can take with least resistance to move forward. And that's where it will motivate your mind to actually do things to begin with. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Not only listening to the classes, like anything related to the classes I have to do.
Anything related to the class. For example, let us say, there is some documentary that you need to watch and related to a topic or subject. Okay. I mean, those who are, if you're writing the exam that prelims is around the corner, I would not recommend. But if you have the exam next year, and let's say you don't want to learn geography today and you want to see something related to it, can you see something related to it, like a movie, like a documentary? You're getting the point. Whatever involves for you to get associated with things with least resistance, you can do.
Okay, okay.
And sometimes your mind doesn't want to do anything. So another important way of looking at it is, understand your mind has a mind of its own, and it tries to stop you if it is feeling that you are getting that pain inside you or it's harming you. So what you can do there is, whenever you feel that procrastination, Abhishek, you can also try take a book and try to write down what's going on within you. When you try to reflect upon what's going on within you and answer that question, your mind will be free enough to take action.
Okay, sir.
So first step, do those things with least resistance. So for example, if someone has, I'll take another simple example outside the UPSC. Let us say you're suffering with obesity and you need to go to gym in the morning. Now, every day in the morning, if you plan to wear your shoes, search for your clothes, and get up early in the morning and go to gym, your mind gets procrastinated, correct? Sometimes it will be like, oh God, I didn't find my shoe. Let's not go to gym today. Yes. I didn't find my clothes. Let's not go to gym today. Oh my God, the gym is so far. Let's not go to gym today. So you need to make it a habit where you keep the shoe, clothes, and everything ready the previous day to first start going to, so that the morning you wake up, immediately you are making things smoother for you to go. Okay.
Yes.
So when you make the process with the least resistance possible, you will actually start taking action. Vishek, getting it? Okay. So even in UPSC also, make things with least resistance or do it this way. There's a rule called as the 2-minute rule. Okay. In that 2 minutes, whatever you're able to do it off so that you are going to the next step. For example, if you take the same topic of going to a gym, you should train your mind that the moment I wake up, I'll wear my clothes and go out of the house and go and sit there. Your mind will be like, okay, you have done this achievement. Good. Now wear the shoe and go down. Next achievement. Get on the bike, go to the gym. Next achievement. Tell your mind that this is the target you have next. So when your mind is achieving small things and getting that success, it gets that oxytocin rush. And when it gets that oxytocin rush, you'll actually start doing things because that's what your mind wants. Getting it? Okay. So these are all the different strategies. So I'll recap what I told you. 1, make the process least resistant. 2nd, brainstorm.
How to make least resistant of the classes, sir?
Sorry?
How to make least resistant of classes? Like
there you need to check. what is it that you're not enjoying about the class, or what is it that you're enjoying about the class? Both of it. Is it the subject that's the problem? Is it the way you're learning the problem? So that is where, when you sit down for the class, you can use this Pomodoro technique where you can listen to the class for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break, again 25 minutes and a 5-minute break. Got it, Abhishek?
Okay.
So just keep listening to the class and making the notes. If listening to the class and making the notes is building the resistance, then read the book and make your notes. Possible? Or brainstorm about the subject once you go through the class and remember things. So different methods are there. But my best suggestion and the easiest method is listen to the classes, make your notes. That will be more simple. So you need to figure out why exactly that resistance is coming in, where is it coming in, so that if you tackle that, you will be able to get that. Yeah? Please try this. Write down whatever we discussed so that you can try those methods and do it.
Yes.
Yeah. Good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please. Thank you for asking this question. Yeah. Next. Ashish, Ranjan. Ashish, are you there?
Yeah, hello, sir.
Hello.
Yeah, sir. I started with history, and last couple of weeks I was not able to focus as I was having exams for my masters, and work was also there. But like so I have completed some part of geography and polity in between, and then I've started history. And so the problem which I'm facing is there is a lag in between, and I have thought that I will be completing some subjects faster, but like it's not happening, and I'm currently worried about like how to complete the syllabus in time.
I mean, what is the challenge there? Why is it that you're slowing down there?
Sir, it's sometimes procrastination, and sometimes like I'm too tired to like start reading, and like it also takes a lot of mental stress right after work. So
yeah, I totally get the point. So this is where you need to plan this thing of doing at least that half an hour or 1 hour to do it. Yeah. So plan out this tracker in place, Ashish. In a day, how your day goes by, track your week and see how much time you're able to study and which time you are more active. So you can maintain this thing in a book, in a diary, where you can do what is this thing called time tracker. So every day you maintain 3 columns. I have told this earlier, it has worked very well for several students. 3 columns. Left-hand column, time tracker in the old school method. For example, if you're starting your day at 8 o'clock in the morning, 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12, you write it down. Right side, middle column, to-do list. What is it that you want to achieve today? Third column, mistakes. So to-do list you write down, and as the hour passes by, you mark what you have written, what you have done in the hour, just one word. So if you're wasting the time, second hour, third hour, fourth hour, your mind will be like, you will understand, oh God, I'm wasting time. You will like to take action. At the end of the day, you keep ticking what all you have done in to-do list. And at the end of the day, end your day with what mistakes you have committed. And when you're constantly reflecting upon the mistake, is when your mind will understand that you should not do the mistake. See, I'll tell you this. Your mind is like a house, and these procrastination or all the negative things that come into your mind are like thieves. So when a thief comes, you should know that the thief has come. And if the thief has to run away, you have to throw light upon the thief. So what we are doing right here is throwing a light upon this thief called procrastination. So when you actually look at that, when you actually record that, you will actually know how much is happening. And you talk to your mind to take small steps as action to move forward. So Ashish, what I would recommend you is, since you're in a hectic work schedule, plan out which part of the day you are able to give it for studies. And same time, same place, same routine. You should start doing it. So in the 5-day workshop when you attended, Ashish, were you able to complete all the activities that time?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was.
You were able to, correct? So why was it that you were able to? You had a clear idea that this is the time within which I need to submit. This is the task that I need to take. And this is what I need to do, correct? So the same idea you have to bring in right now for your day. Which part of the day you can give it for studies? That part of the day you just sit down and study. Clear, Ashish? Don't be too hard on yourself. Take it step by step, but keep doing it. At least 10 minutes can you study. At least half an hour can you study. At least 1 hour can you study. Right? Got it?
Understood, sir. Yeah.
It's a war. See, understand, it's a war within yourself. UPSC is like that. You got to be a fighter every single day to move yourself to the next level. Please try. Do it and update me.
Okay, sure, sir.
Okay. If necessary, I'll put you back on tracker with the mentor so that they'll work with you to do it. Right. Now, Gopika, go ahead. Next. Gopika, how's your week gone?
Screen is not sharing.
Uday, what is it?
Screen is not sharing.
3, yeah. So, Gopika, would you like to go ahead? Okay, Gopika is there. Students, I really don't know if you're on the other side. So you should respond immediately or you should come on the camera. Okay, Palak, please go ahead.
So again, my week was not productive because I have final exams and semester exams. This week it was back-to-back exams.
So what have you done? Were you able to do
Nothing,
something?
sir. I just did some current affairs for polity preamble part. Last time you told me to do all the keywords, no? So I did 2 keywords, preamble and secularism. I shared the Excel sheet also with you to check.
Yes.
Right,
Yes, you have shared it. I'll give your opinion on that. Yeah, absolutely. So you have shared it on preamble and
secularism, sovereignty, sir, sorry.
Preamble. See if you are able to identify this. Deriving authority from we the people, 2020, not important.
Yes, sir.
Preamble, the Hindu. Debate show why. Rajya Sabha debates use of private bills to amend preamble. Okay. So this is an angle which is making rounds. Preamble debate 2021. Protests over BJP bills to amend preamble. Okay, there's a discussion going on here. Preamble is crafted by Deaf Needlework, Kerala. The Constitution of India deserves better. There is an open column. Let's see. So these are the angles that are going down. And you spoke about secularism.
Sovereignty, sir.
So look at this. This is important. India's push for digital sovereignty, online surveillance. This could be a main topic. Wait and watch. National sovereignty, no more absolute. Neutral, not passive. The Hindu editorial on India's standoff.
Ukraine crisis. Ukraine, Russia.
I don't know. Okay. 2021. Dangers of hard sovereignty. 2021. Okay. Not so important. Vice President says court can't dilute sovereignty.
Parliamentary sovereignty.
Okay. Attack on India's sovereignty says center on Wall Street. Yeah. So there's an angle here. Yeah. So these are the mainly you focus on opinions. You don't need to go beyond it. Rajya Sabha debates on use of private bills to amend preamble to constitution. So this is an important thing. So how does the amendment of the constitution happen? Can preamble be amended or not? What is meant by a private bill? Or if you have to amend the preamble, what type of a bill has to be passed? So all those of angles will be actually checked upon here. Yeah. So good. So I hope you are able to identify these kind of topics.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then you are on the right. Don't worry. Okay. You will never be able to identify these things when you're sitting and reading a newspaper day to day alone. But when you are able to identify these headlines, as in when you write the keywords, you will get a very mature perspective on things. So now when you're talking about sovereignty, our sovereignty can be affected due to even digital sovereignty. India's push for digital sovereignty. So when you use this word, you automatically get an extra mark. Risks more online surveillance. Yeah. So see here, why is there a need for more homegrown apps and tech solutions? If by chance you are from a company and you are into app development, they would be very interested to ask you questions on these kind of surveillance and all those aspects. Clear?
Yes.
So build on this. You're doing right. Good. Do that. So this is the exercise that you need to do. So the question is very simple. Plan out what time you have, list out the topics, and go on searching like this and update the content in the notes. That's all you need to do right now, so that you are able to correlate with whatever you have done with the current affairs. Yes. Yeah. So link the concepts or list down the concepts to current affairs.
So in my Excel sheet, I also I wrote a conclusion out of the article, like what conclusion it is, or how can I use that in answer writing.
Could you
So I
please
did
share
that.
the Excel file by any chance if you have it?
Sir, I shared with you.
Okay, you have shared the Excel file with me. Oh, you have shared the Excel file, is it? Okay.
Google Sheet it is, sir. It is a
It's a
copy
Google
I
Sheet.
shared.
Okay. Fine. I will just recheck on that.
Okay, sir.
Let's see if I can share it here. Or if you have it on your laptop right now, you can share it. I can add value.
Sir, I am using my tab right now, not the laptop.
Okay. I think I got it. One second. Sure. So, but you need to check if it's getting easier for you or yeah. Yeah. So you are saying that
Yes, sir. This one.
the link to current affair, debates topic, constitution, preamble, angle covered, preamble by private sector bill, points noted. Parliament may exercise, Article 338. Oh, you have written all the points here. Yeah.
Yes, so
Points
whatever I could understand or recapitulate, I wrote it.
Okay.
Or I copy pasted the exact paragraphs also where I found that this is not in my notes, or I didn't knew that thing that is written. So I did that also.
Okay. See, I mean, see, when you note things like this, how will the revision happen according to you?
Then after this, I plan to do this. Then I'll pick up the one line of points and add it to my physical notes.
Rather than that, you can actually write down just the headline in your physical notes, right?
Okay, sir.
You just write down the headline. Don't even see this resistance has to come down. This actually after a while leads a lot of resistance for you. Oh my God, should I do so much of these things? Please don't do all that. When you're right now going on the first round, the is to identify which angles of topics are actually making rounds this year. Okay. And when you actually look into the headline, that's enough. You will understand many things. See, because in this particular headline itself, there is a talk on the private bill. There's a talk on the amendment. These are two different chapters itself in polity book, correct?
Yes, sir.
And there is the topic on preamble. So on preamble, there is a discussion happening regarding its amendment through a private member bill. So if you just know this angle and revise the subject overall, you will actually be able to brainstorm about this and think about this yourself. Later, it's easy for you to find out what this article is, right?
Yes.
Just read through that article and that is sufficient. Or make the notes on that separately, that's sufficient. If you start doing it like this, revision will become challenge. Need not do all this. Just search for the keyword, the article. Enough. Write it on the right-hand column of the notes if you have a right-hand column. If not, keep a separate notebook and write down the headline.
Okay,
headline is very powerful. You will remember the headline. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, please do that. Okay. So I hope everyone understood this. So, yeah. So do that. Good. Next. Next is Gopika. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Sir, I was not able to unmute myself when you asked me to
Okay.
go on
Okay.
charts. So
No
yes, sir,
problem.
this week was pretty much good. So I was following the polity live session daily, and it is quite interesting. And I have kept a request last week itself, like please like join me in all the live sessions which is going to start.
Sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the second thing is something like, as I'm a full-time student, I couldn't able to start or study properly right after my lunch. So I'm like, I feel so sleepy right after completing my lunch. So how can I do this thing?
No, you can't. That's how it is. But the idea is, you can take a power nap. Yeah. So I'll tell you what, I face this problem too. And I try to struggle to actually come out of this a lot of times. And I realized that, that's how my pattern is and that's how I've designed. So what I started doing was I took a power nap in case I have after lunch, just lying down on the table for 5 minutes, and you get back on track and do it. One. Second, if you feel that that part of the day is actually draining your energy and you're not able to study, keep that part of the day which you're able to study. Gopika, getting the point. Okay. So it's one's habit. So the idea is, keep your lunch small, or if you're comfortably having your lunch, take a power nap and start your day. Studies have said that when you're able to take a power nap, you'll actually be psychologically happy throughout your day. So you can actually do it. Yeah, Gopika.
So, and I was able to recall so many things when we did that activity, like about the earthquake. So even at that time, I couldn't able to unmute myself and answer your questions. So I think that is a great hack. Like I can practice after completing my portions. So I've noted down it, and I'll surely use it in my preparation. Thank you for the hack, sir.
Absolutely, absolutely. So stretch your thoughts as much as possible. Yeah. Stretch your thoughts. So remember, who gets more marks in mains? What is the difference between a person who can't crack mains versus who tops the mains? It's the perspectives, it's the angles. How many different angles are you able to touch for that particular question? So the examiner looks at just the headlines. He doesn't even go and corrects it. Okay, this is first-hand information from people who have evaluated things. Okay, I'm telling you. They want to just see and judge you. This is how it works. They're human beings at the end of the day, and they judge you based on the first few initial answers, and the impression that you set will actually carry on for the remaining answers. They look at the headlines. They try to understand if you have done justice for the question, and they take it forward. That perspectives, the maturity comes when you have things in your mind, when you have things interlinked. So this exercise will help you very effectively during that time. So please do that. Okay. And I think Anubhav asked this question. How do I brainstorm so much content? You can't if you're sitting alone, correct? So through the questions, you'll start learning to brainstorm. When you start learning through the questions and updating your notes, automatically all the information keeps going into your mind. Okay. And that's how you are able to go. Okay. Gopika, please do that. Very good. Stretch your thoughts.
Okay.
Next. Devika, go ahead.
Good evening, sir.
Please be louder, Devika.
Hello, am I audible now?
You're audible, yeah.
Yes, so the week went well. I got my doubts cleared by Kaveri ma'am in the initial few days, and then I was working on the test papers plus my own notes. That's it.
Good. Test series, any breakthrough you got? Were you able to pick up on your scores?
No, sir.
Why? What action did you take on that?
So while
first tell me this, what you identified as the reason behind your low scores, and what action steps you took towards that. Please share.
So I felt like recalling was my problem. So I started making like here we were recalling based on the topics. So I noted down the topics and wrote it in a mind map form, like topic in the center and points like sun rays. And that's how I was trying to recall things. Plus, I was also making note, making a paper out of the questions I was solving with respect to like facts just to add on facts and keep them handy, because
Very
there are
good.
many
Okay.
topics which keeps on repeating.
Okay.
So
I
this is
mean,
what I
you
did.
made separately the facts, is it?
At times, otherwise
Hmm.
I have those in my notes, but to interlink, at times I make separate pages and then attach them with my notes.
I mean, isn't that getting a little hectic?
It is getting, but there is no results.
No. So this is where, see, I don't recommend you writing the facts separately. Rather, you just put it down into your notes. This is my honest suggestion.
Okay.
Because remember that your mind needs a correlation with things to remember. I already shared that example with all of you. See, if I tell you 5 words, what is the best way your mind remembers? Okay, I told you this exercise last time. For example, let us take 5 items. Okay, laptop, mobile phone, book, webcam, mouse. These are 5 items. Now, if I ask you to recall things in the order, can you recall? Try.
Laptop, mobile, and I don't know.
If I ask you to do it reverse, can you? Challenge, no, your mind doesn't remember. Why? These are facts. These are isolated facts. Your mind is not meant to remember that. On the other hand, if I tell you, okay, laptop. I once had a laptop, okay, which I used as a mobile phone. I used to keep my laptop and talk on the phone, like a phone, okay. Then suddenly, a book was thrown at me, right? And a mouse came to protect me from the book. And this was shot on a webcam. Yeah. Now, Devika, tell me what are the 5 items?
The laptop, mobile phone, book, mouse, and webcam.
Try reverse.
Webcam, mouse, book, mobile phone, laptop.
How did the magic happen? Getting it?
Yes.
So your mind is not meant to remember facts. Students do this mistake. Just because 1 or 2 questions have come from a report, they sit and actually read through the entire set of reports and who has published it. Trust me, you will not remember. Got the idea? So kindly don't do this. You will only add on to the stress.
So one thing here, our UPSC prelims is on 28th of May and Haryana Civil Services prelims is on 21st May. So I am also doing things keeping that in mind. Now for that, I have to remember facts.
That's a different dimension altogether. Okay. See, that's a state service exam and it will be factorial. This is a central service exam, which is more analytical in nature. Okay. So my suggestion is go in the wider funnel. This funnel will become easier. Got it? Okay. So when you are studying a sort topic, for example, let us say you're studying something related to Haryana history. Okay. In Haryana or Haryana geography. So when you're studying about Haryana geography, automatically you study about the North Indian plains and all those aspects, correct? Yes. So when you're studying that, the conceptual part is that, but factual part will be below that. So when your conceptual part is known, the factual part, by true recollection, you will actually be able to learn. Just because Haryana Public Service Commission is coming in, if you start remembering the facts, the analytical angle will miss. So kindly don't mix both. If you're mixing both, keep the top of the funnel as UPSC and below that will be Haryana Public Service Commission with respect to facts. You understand? So the idea is very simple, Devika. Okay, don't complicate it. Before the test, you brainstorm in the way we have done. Go to the test, attempt the test. Which are the questions that you did not know? Learn from the questions, update your notes. That's it. State service and UPSC, it will take care. Not all the questions are factual in state service. It's not a clerk exam you're writing. Again, you're writing for a state service officer exam, correct? So factual questions, whichever you know, you attempt. Whichever you don't know, you try to eliminate. If you can't, go with those questions which are analytical. Am I correct? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So always understand that the state services commissions are always looking at UPSC. They want to imitate UPSC. Many of the times, at least 2 to 5 questions are literally picked up from UPSC. So work on UPSC, HPSC will become comfortable. Right?
Okay, sir.
And I think you'll have a female quota also, right, in state services.
Sir, I have no clue about that.
Okay, no problem. I mean, other state services, different state services are different. So that's why I'm asking you. So focus on this aspect of UPSC. When you're working on HPSC, same aspect. Learn through the questions, update the notes. Got it? Do that. So please
you,
don't,
sir.
this is where you should know. You should sit down and actually work with the mentors. Why am I missing out? You told recall is missing. Then take massive action on improving your recall through the exercise that we did. Got it? Questions, questions, questions. Now is the time, students, not to sit and study alone. You got to keep your notes ready. Keep on solving the questions. Whatever new you're learning, update the notes. Every day, you should keep a target of solving around 100 questions a day. That means 30 days, 3,000 questions. Making sense? And that means 12,000 facts. This is how you should go. Clear?
But then, sir,
100.
Making a paper out of it, how well, keeping that isolated is one thing, but keeping a track of things on a paper out of the tests, isn't it fine?
I mean, you're talking about the topic list, is it?
No, noting the facts down, which I learned from a
That's
test.
what I told you. Don't keep it separately. Add it to your notes.
Okay, okay.
If there is something related to Maratha administration that you learned, which you did not know, update it in the notes. So the next time you know that, okay, this is something in Maratha that I need to learn. See, right now, when we were doing the earthquake brainstorming, did you come to know of many things that you did not know? Or did you recall when others were telling the points?
Yes, sir.
So if you felt that any of the student has mentioned some point that you did not know, update your notes with the point.
Yes, sir.
Right. That's all. That's all I'm telling. Don't keep maintaining separate fact list. See, there used to be this thing, another technique that you can actually do. It's called as a mistakes book. Okay. So this technique works after some experience, but very simple. This is called as mistakes book or brainstorm book or whatever you can call. You solve the test. After the test is done, what all mistakes you have committed, keep on writing in the book. This topic was this. This topic is this. Only the mistakes. So you can recall that mistakes. I mean, recall all the correct ways, correct things, and go back to the test next time. Got it? This method can also be taken. But right now, what I like to tell you is enrich your notes. You are writing the exam not to clear prelims. You're writing the exam to clear your exam to all the stages. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So your notes that you have built should be useful for prelims, mains, and interview. You should not sit and do separate notes for mains, separate for interview. Things should be same. All right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please share this with Gorky sir again. See what perspectives and ideas he can share with you.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, David. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Next. Purnima, how's your week?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Can you hear me clearly, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you. Little louder, please.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. My week went well, sir. Sir, I have nothing problems regarding any studies, sir. I just go to the classes, and after I make the revision, and I go through the PYQs. So these things, sir. Sir, I have the problem with the politics classes, sir. Means not the problem from Kaveri ma'am, the problem from within me only. Sir, I am can't able to sit after the 30 minutes, means long time, sir. So that is the live class, no, sir. I'm struggle to sit after the 30 minutes. So sometimes I'm not able to sit, sir. Just I'm come up from the session after I have only the way go to the recording classes only, sir. And if I have any doubt, I ask the Kaveri ma'am.
Please.
Yes, sir.
I mean, that's a habit that you need to make. End of the day, it doesn't come at one day, Purnima. But
Yes,
over
sir.
the period it comes. But if you're able to sit and you're able to listen to, you can walk around and listen to it. And or else you can listen to the recordings and move around and listen to it and take breaks when you're going through recording. Clear?
Okay, sir.
You can try
Sir,
all of that. Or another method is you can stand and listen to the class too. I know there's a thing in corporate right now where, sitting is equal to smoking. It's as
Yes.
bad as that. So you can actually stand and write, stand and read. That's a new method where actually people stand and work. Okay. So you can also try that. Yeah.
Sir, and one thing, sir, in first batch of 5am club, I follow the all step regularly, sir. But in the second batch of the 5am club, I'm not regularly, sir, because the same problem, the procrasting only. So, because I find out the, sir, in first beginning, I used to go to bed exact time, 9 or 9:30. Actually, 9:30 I go. But now the time I go to bed is 10 or 11. I don't know how the time it goes speedy. Unknowingly, when I see the clock, already it's become 11. So that's why, sir. Yes,
I mean,
sir.
the idea
That
is very
is a
simple.
problem.
The idea is you are throwing light upon it. You're realizing it. Correct.
Yes.
Maintain the dairy that I mentioned to you. It'll really add wonders for you. See, understand, years together we are like this. Do you think suddenly things will change? No, right? You have to train your muscle to do things. So that is why this club is there. And repeatedly get back on track, Purnima. When you write down your mistakes for the day, why you committed it, next day you will actually reduce that.
Okay, sir. Sir,
There's
and
no other
another
option.
thing, so even I don't realize about this problem. So when anyone asks the question related to some UPSC interview like that questions, if I don't know that questions or that is seems difficult for me, on that time I'm become so anxiety. So due to the anxiety, my mind becomes stunned, sir. I don't. I'm not able to that time. What to think? So that's the problem I'm facing.
Someone asked you a question and you did not know, right?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. You will not know many things, sir, Purnima. Okay. But
Yes.
This is where you should see that every opportunity is an opportunity to learn. This is the attitude that everyone should build in life, not just in UPSC. Whenever you are doing something and if things don't go in your way, see what you can learn from that. If someone asks you a question and you don't know, see what you can learn from that. And that is how you should approach life. And anxiety will come when you are in the looking good mode. What will they think if I don't know? Correct me if I'm saying things properly to you. Is this a feeling going on in you? Reflect upon it and tell me if I'm right or not. Okay. If someone asks you a question and you don't know things, that looking good factor will come in you. Oh God, you're preparing for UPSC. How can you not know this? No, need not be. Remember, see that as an opportunity to learn so that next time if something like that comes, you have an experience in that. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Purnima, this attitude should come. Tomorrow in service, let me tell you, there will be many instances, situations that you don't know will come. If you get anxious, you are losing the game. Rather, be in the presence of mind. If you become anxious, you can't think ideas. But if you're in the presence of mind, you will see what possibilities are there to actually tackle the situation. See this as an opportunity to learn that.
Okay, sir. Yes.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Anxiety will only be tackled when you face the situation again and again and again.
Yes, sir.
I will teach you all a method. Okay, this is called as the tiger and the cage method. Yeah. As prelims is approaching, this anxiety feeling will come in all of you. Okay. See, why this anxiety feeling will come in all of you is because you won't have prepared your mind for the worst. You would have only prepared your mind for the best. What is the best? I clear the exam, I get top rank, get into service. Your mind is very clear, it's dreaming well, good. But have you prepared your mind for the worst? What if I don't make it? Okay. Now, when you say that itself, your mind will start getting anxious. Oh God, what will happen? What will happen? That is where, when you prepare your mind for the best and for the worst and knows that you are safe even if anything does not happen. Your anxiety levels will actually come down. Now, how is it? It's easier said than done, right? How can you prepare for the worst? Yeah.
Yes.
So, whichever situations is getting you anxious, the tiger and the cage process is like this. See, where there's a tiger in the cage and you are there. Tiger is really hungry. How can you satisfy the tiger? This is the question. You can't run around, correct? You can't come out of the cage, correct? Then how do you think you can satisfy the tiger? Any idea?
Sir, I know how to. So
Now, how do you answer me this question?
Okay.
How do you think you can satisfy the tiger when you have no option to come out?
So stay in the cage only. I don't know.
Now, you will
To
stay in the
protect
cage.
myself.
But yeah, how can you can't protect yourself from a tiger? It's in the cage, it's very hungry. How will you protect yourself? The only way to satisfy the tiger is to be its food, correct?
Yes, sir.
The tiger is your thoughts and you are the victim. If you try to escape, to run around, it will chase you. And the only way you can actually allow the tiger to satisfy is you sacrificing to it. What I meant to say is, when you sit down in this process, okay, just close your eyes and think of the things that makes you anxious, that makes you actually feel worried, or that makes you disturbed. Okay, close your eyes and think of the thing. You will start getting all the emotions within you, but do not attach to the thought, just see the thought. See, when you go to a doctor, you will never ask the doctor, experience my pain. You will ask the doctor, see my pain, correct? You become your own doctor to see what's happening within you when that thing comes. Got it? So
Yes,
in
sir.
the prelims exam, if things are getting anxious for you, okay, close your eyes and see that situation where, when was the last time you experienced it and what went through you? When you see that situation and repeatedly see it, the intensity of it starts coming down. This is the way you actually accept the worst. And when you are accepting the worst, your mind knows that there's nothing that's going to happen to you. Be very confident and go and take the exam. What the idea? Did everyone
Yes, sir.
understand this technique? Please type tiger in the chat box if you understood this technique. Yeah. So, yeah. Clear, everyone? Devika, clear for you?
So, but how to do it in a reverse way?
What reverse way?
I'm already thinking about the worst.
Now, if you're thinking of the worst before it happens, okay, see, you're resisting things. What you resist will persist. See, as I gave you an example the other day, don't think of a monkey. Your mind can't stop thinking of a monkey. It will think. If you start thinking of what you want rather than what you don't want, your intensity of what you don't want also starts coming. So, Devika, every day, do the affirmation that we told you. Start channeling your thoughts on what action you can take and see why it is getting anxious by brainstorming. Check out where is the anxiety coming from and start taking action on it. This is what all of you have to do. Devika, clear?
Yes, sir.
Clear? Okay, if something has happened and you want to come out of it, okay, you can bring that situation again and see it. But not everyone does that. You know what everyone does? They want to escape the pain. They try to distract themselves. They try to move around. Some try to get into bad habits. Not helping, because it's like throwing the dust under the mat. It will stay there, but it will come out one day. So permanently, if you want a solution, you must face it again and again and again. If you're facing anxiety with full test, check why is you're facing anxiety. Take action on that. Go to the next full test. Attempt it. See the scores where you missed out. Did I repeat that mistake or not? Check it out. So that way is way you can actually, patience is needed. Clear, Devika?
Yes, sir.
Purnima, clear with what we discussed? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Please try it out and give me an update.
Okay,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes. Rajneesh, I'll take another 10 to 15 more minutes max. Rajneesh, go ahead.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, everything is going good. कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है सर.
कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. Okay. Picked up on the scores, Rajnish?
सर स्पोर्ट्स तो मतलब कुछ एरियाज है जहाँ पे मैं काम करूंगा तो चीजें ठीक हो जाएंगी. अभी मैंने उसको थोड़ा छोड़ दिया था. एक्चुअली मैं इस वीक पूरे ज्योग्राफी पे मैंने फोकस किया था. मैं बार बार बोल रहा था मैप्स के लिए कि मेरा इंडिया का मैप और वर्ल्ड का मैप थोड़ा वीक है, बट अब मैं कहीं भी हाथ रख देता हूँ तो आई नो अबाउट दैट कि वो कहाँ है और क्या है. तो मैंने काफी मेहनत किया सर.
Superb, superb. Would you like to share what's the strategy used?
सर एक्चुअली जो था उसमें कि मैप मतलब मैं जो कर रहा था पहले कि मैं बस लोकेशंस देख रहा था और लिख रहा था, तो उससे दिमाग में पिक्चर्स नहीं बन रहा. इस बार मैंने वो दिमाग में रखा कि मैप्स में मुझे उसको दिखाना है प्रॉपरली और बार बार वो चीजों को कोरिलेट करना है. जैसे अगर मुझे पूरे अफ्रीका को जानना है तो उसको एक पिक्चर में मुझे लाना होगा. ज्यादा इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं है, 150 फैक्ट्स होते हैं, बट वो पिक्चर्स जब तक बनेगा नहीं कि आप देखोगे और वो पिक्चराइज हो जाए तब तक वो चीज आप नहीं कर सकते हो. जैसे आज के टेस्ट में भी एक क्वेश्चन था कि कौन कौन से कोस्टल लाइंस पे बने हुए सिटीज हैं. सॉरी आई एम डिस्कसिंग इट बिकॉज़ मेनी ऑफ देम हैव नॉट गिवन द टेस्ट. तो ऑल्दो आई एम नॉट गोइंग विद द ऑप्शंस, तो मैं उस पिक्चर में जान रहा था कि अमेरिका का ये जो एक था कि अटलांटिक ओशियन के साइड में वॉशिंगटन है, तो और वो दिमाग में आया कि वॉशिंगटन है तो यहाँ से, और फिर उससे आंसर्स मैच हो जाते हैं. ज्योग्राफी भी वैसा ही हुआ थोड़ा सा कि आप कुछ भी पूछ लो फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी से बता दूंगा कुछ भी. मतलब वो कॉन्फिडेंस है. मैं पूरे डिस्कशन को सुन रहा था सर. तो मैं जो एक्चुअली इवन आई एम अ टीचर आल्सो, तो मैं भी बच्चों को तो मुझे भी तो गाइड करना ही होता है. तो मैंने एक चीज जो ऑब्जर्व किया और जो पिछले वीक जो डिस्कशन में भी था, थोड़ा सा मैं खुश था तो थोड़ा ज्यादा ही कुछ बोल गया, तो सॉरी फॉर दैट आल्सो कि वो थोड़ा ओवर था. लेकिन वो एक्चुअली खुशी इस बात की थी कि आई एम एबल टू इंक्रीज माय प्रोडक्टिविटी. एंड व्हाट हैव आई ऑब्जर्व दैट कि जब एग्जाम आता है मेरा, सपोज कि जब हम छोटे होते थे, बच्चे थे, तो या ऐसे भी कॉलेज टाइम पे, तो हमारी प्रोडक्टिविटी बहुत इंक्रीज हो जाती है. लेकिन ऐसे नॉर्मल डेज में हमारी प्रोडक्टिविटी उतनी इंक्रीज नहीं होती है. तो क्या उनमें डिफरेंस था कि जब एग्जाम होता है तो हम अपने थॉट्स को एंटरटेन नहीं करते हैं. सिंपल, अपने थॉट्स को हम एंटरटेन नहीं करते हैं. तो जब भी आप अपने थॉट्स को एंटरटेन नहीं कीजिएगा, जैसे जो आप सारी बातें बता रहे हैं, तो आई एम एबल टू विजुअलाइज इट बिकॉज आई हैव मतलब मैंने चीजों पे काफी काम किया है, इन सब सारी चीजों पे कि कैसे ये माइंड कैसे खेलता है, आपका ईगो कैसे प्ले करता है, एंजाइटी कैसे बिल्डअप होती है, और वो कितना आसानी से हैंडल हो सकता है. बस उसका रास्ता पता चलना चाहिए. लेकिन वो है क्या कि वो विजुअलाइजेशन ऐसा कराता है, ऐसा लगता है कि सब कुछ रियलिस्टिक हो रहा है, और अगर आप उसको अगर ठीक से नहीं करते हो तो वो बहुत टफ हो जाता है. तो मेरे लिए चीजें ऐसी हैं सर कि प्रोडक्टिविटी उस लेवल पे है कि मतलब जैसे अगर मैं चाहूँ तो पूरा दिन मैं बैठ सकता हूँ, मुझे कोई दिक्कत नहीं. दैट वाज द ड्रीम दैट आई हैव कि मतलब you have a human system which is capable of doing so many things, but still it's small thing that we are unable to do that. And why am I facing the friction?
Yeah. So right now the first milestone is ensuring that cracking the prelims is important, right? Let's channel all the energy towards that, right?
Sir, till now sir, whenever I have given the test, I have never read it. So मैंने कभी पढ़ाई नहीं किया कि मतलब मुझे टेस्ट के लिए पढ़ना. मैं जाता हूँ और जैसे गौरकी सर ने समझाया है, मतलब एक्चुअली नेशनल आईएएस एकेडमी की जो सबसे खूबसूरत चीज है सर, मतलब जो मैं जो पर्सनली फील करता हूँ कि ये प्रोसेस ओरिएंटेड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, जो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. पढ़ने के लिए तो मैंने ज्योग्राफी पहले भी पढ़ी, बाद में भी पढ़ी, लेकिन वो थोड़ा सा है ना कि वो समय के साथ मुझे समझ में आता है कि आपको एक रास्ता बनाना होगा, आप रैंडम नहीं हो सकते. और मतलब आपको ये टूल्स देखने होंगे कि कैसे आपकी लर्निंग बेस्ट होती है. तो ये सब सारी चीजें सर. प्रीलिम्स मतलब जो भी है सर, मतलब मार्च वाज द मंथ जहां पे मैं बहुत सफर किया था, तो उसी का थोड़ा फ्रस्ट्रेशन था कि मैं, और जब भी मैं सफर करता हूं तो मुझे पता होता है कि सॉल्यूशन तो है मेरे पास, बस थोड़ा सा टाइम लग रहा है. तो वो जब मिलता है तो खुशी मिलती है. आई गॉट सो हैप्पी विद द व्हेनेवर आई गॉट द सॉल्यूशन. और मेरा मानना है कि जब भी आपको फ्रस्ट्रेशन हो, डिप्रेशन हो, लगे तो और पढ़ो, मेहनत खूब करो, क्योंकि जितना आप करोगे वो ड्रामा मन का शांत हो जाता है. सारा खेल ड्रामा का है. जितने भी लोग अभी प्रोक्रेस्टिनेशन की बात कर रहे हैं, एंजाइटी की बात कर रहे हैं, नहीं बैठने की बात कर रहे हैं, सब ड्रामा है. लेकिन वो ड्रामा को देखना कि ये ड्रामा है, ये चीज जो आर्ट है ये सीखना होगा। आप गाइड भी करते हो लेकिन इम्प्लीमेंट तो हमें ही करना होगा। आपने बहुत सारी बातें बोली हैं एंड मैं चीजों को देखता हूं तो फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट डे जो भी आप मुझे बोल रहे थे तो उस समय अगर मैं साथ समझ जाता तो मेरी थोड़ी जर्नी कम सफरिंग होती, लेकिन मुझे समझ
I want to shorten it. I'm sorry, I need to interrupt.
Yeah.
Very good
No, sir,
that you're
okay.
participating. Yeah. The thing that I like to tell from whatever you shared is that, you know, as a community, we all are there, remember, to help each other to ensure that each of you are successful. Okay. So these discussions, the test series discussions that are planned, all of them are for you to reflect. Seek questions, get the solutions, and take action. This is what is the journey. And that's what Rajneesh has shared. Which whenever he faced a challenge, how did he overcome and what is the confidence he's having today? So next 30 days, every single day should be a step towards your progress, skill development. Anxiety will keep coming in, but remember that you're a part of a community. See, it's like UPSC is like a forest. You need to cross it. And would you like to cross it alone or would you like to cross it with a group? So you are in a group. So help each other, work with each other. We are all there for you to help you do it. But end of the day, you have to do it. Yeah. So
sir,
get to know what is the reason and take action.
Just मैं बस सर एक लाइन सर एक्चुअली मतलब मेरे लिए मैं जो चीजों को समझता हूँ कि जैसे जो अभी लोग प्रॉब्लम फेस कर रहे हैं तो मेरे साथ भी सब सारी चीजें हुई इन द बिगनिंग डेज, इवन मंथ ऑफ मार्च में भी। लेकिन पता नहीं सर, मुझे ये लगता है कि मतलब जो आपका इमेज है कि यू आर देयर फॉर अस एवरी मोमेंट, मतलब मुझे कभी भी नहीं लगा कि मैं आपको अप्रोच नहीं कर सकता हूँ, और ये चीजें मुझे बहुत मदद करती है। जैसे मैं कभी परेशान होता हूँ तो मुझे पता होता है कि आई कैन गो टू सर एंड आई कैन आस्क द सॉल्यूशन। लेकिन फिर जैसे ही मैं ये सोचता हूँ ना, वो पता चलता है कि शायद वो प्रॉब्लम बड़ा ही नहीं था, फिर मैं क्यों जाने की बात कर रहा था। तो ट्रस्ट ऑन यू, दैट्स द मतलब एक बहुत बड़ा रीजन था। मतलब जैसे मैं यहाँ आता भी हूँ तो मेन पर्पस होता है आपको सुनना कि सर क्या बोल रहे हैं, बस वो एक चीज होता है कि फेथ अगर आपको है तो ये भी आपको बहुत मदद करता है, बहुत ज्यादा हेल्प करता है। और फिर धीरे धीरे आप जब चलना सीख जाते हो तो फिर लगता है कि कल तो बेकार ही परेशान हो रहे थे। Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't have too much time. Even I have just 1.5 years. मतलब I'm at 30. मतलब I'm having 2023 and 2024, and I have started preparation in the month of October now, September. लेकिन पिछले 7 महीनों में बहुत कुछ बदल दिया सर।
Good, very good, amazing, Rajneesh. I'm looking forward to all your success. Please take action. And one more thing: one, surrender to your teacher. Second, surrender to yourself. Believe that there's a scientific, I can say, God who's inside you. And when you actually surrender, the best version of you will come out. Okay. So don't think that you have everything under your control. Just go with the flow and tackle things as they come. The best of your flow will come. Okay. Thank you. Super. Thank you, Rajneesh. Yeah. Next. Rishita, let's be quick.
So good evening.
Good evening.
Sir, I am just continuing to do the PYQs and make the short notes of whatever the topics I am lacking. Sir, I just wanted to ask you one thing. Doesn't losing the anxiousness fully can also be negative? I mean,
what? Losing what?
Our anxiousness completely.
No. There is a thing called healthy anxiety level where you are careful on doing things. Not an anxious level where you don't even feel like starting it. Yeah, there's a level to it. Okay? A positive anxiety is always good, but when things are getting too much overhead, you can actually ensure that is tackled. Yeah, Rishita?
Yes, sir. Last few days.
Like, look at it this way. Okay, see, if you take an athlete who is running in Olympics, have you ever seen their faces? Have you ever seen the way they prepare themselves for the race? Do you think their faces have any kind of anxiety when they're about to run? Someone who's running a 100-meter race? No, right? Have you seen? No. Have you seen any race like that?
No,
where
sir.
they're anxious? No. They're very confident. They're so chill. Because whatever workout they had to do, they already done it. Whatever records they had to break, they already done it as a part of their practice sessions. This is just another race for them. So when you start looking things like that, you will start performing best. So when your workout is strong, when you bleed before the exam, you will actually not bleed much during the exam. That's the key.
So
Yeah.
actually, for the past few days, I was just my mindset is like that. Whatever is going to happen will happen. Just leave it. I'm just thinking like that. Is that good, sir? And
Yeah.
parallel is also thinking that I'm wasting my time. I'm not pacing up due to this type of thought. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So if your mind is telling something, that is the truth. Kindly check why you are feeling like that. Where do you think you're wasting your time? Take action towards it. Are you having this feeling, Rishita, in you that you can top the exam this time? This is the feeling that you should start getting. If your mind is still not giving that feeling, you should check with your mind, why is it that what is missing out, where I should take action towards. It's the feeling. That feeling will come when you start performing. Take action towards it. The test series should be indicated. So don't overthink on those things. The idea is this, the upcoming test, how well are you prepared to face the test? That's all you focus. Rest all will be automatically taken care.
Okay, sir.
Ishita, yeah, clear? The method that you have told last time, it's a very good method. Go on with that and use the micro brainstorming, because if you're able to get to say something about each topic, that means you have built so much knowledge base about it, correct?
Yes.
Right? That's how you should go. So use brainstorming, that will really reduce your anxiety levels. See, if you know about everything, why do you have to worry? Whatever comes, do attempt it. Correct? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, sir.
That's
Thank you.
it. Sahiti, please go ahead.
Sir,
How's your week?
it's good. I have started exactly on this Saturday last week. Starting it was difficult to be punctual and to schedule things. But today, I have improved a lot. I don't know whether I'm going in a correct pace or not. I think I should not decide in a week also. That's it, sir. I have improved. Only thing is, I'm in doubt whether I'm going in a correct pace or not.
Okay, absolutely. I mean, you have to reverse engineer that, as I told you. If you're taken a subject, and let us say the subject has around 75 hours of content. So, how much days, how much hours you have every day? You should check. For example, if you have around 5 hours per day, that means in 15 days, you will be actually completing the listening to the class, making the notes if you do it for 5 hours, correct? Now you keep another 5 more days for solving all the previous year questions, okay? And current affairs related to the topic. That means 25 hours. 20 days, your subject should be done. But there could be possibility of contingency where you might need a break. In 20 days, let us say you take a break of 5 days. That means 25 days. Okay. And a contingency of another 5 more days, 30 days. So 30 days is the time for you to complete your subject of geography. So let us say you're starting today, 15th to next month, 15th. 30 days, correct? Approximately. So keep the 30 days target, set your Google Calendar, and let the technology intimate you that from this time to this time, you have to study. So during that time, you sit and study. Yeah. At the end of the 30th day, if you feel, even after 10 days of buffer, if you still were not able to cover, stop the subject right then and there, go to the next subject. Making sense? So when you train your mind that you follow and you have a strict timelines, your mind will start catching up on things. If you tell your mind, it's okay, 30 days, I'll take another 1 more month, you will only be doing geography even after 2 months. Understood? So I think, so keep deadlines and keep moving forward, because once you complete the first round, in the second round, you will pick up on new things.
Yes, sir.
Okay, do that. And how's your challenge with respect to doing only one subject at one go?
First, it was very difficult, sir. I could not make my mind. Then after your phone call, when you told with the geography like Himalayas, you can relate everything to other subjects also. Then I don't know why and now I'm sitting for longer time just with that one word. I think I don't know. Now I'm sitting for longer time after your phone call, sir.
Yeah. See, for example, if I say Himalayas, the Hindu, look at this NISAR satellite to map Himalayas seismic zones. Today's news. Getting it? A Himalayan blunder 2023. There's a different angle. Promote Indian Himalayas range for mountaineering. This is not it. So two angles are important with respect to Himalayas. So you will, don't you think you will learn something new here? Seismic zones, Himalayas. So when you're seeing Himalayas, there is this angle could be touched upon. What is NISAR? You can know. NISAR jointly developed by ISRO and National Aeronautics Space Administration of US will map the most earthquake-prone regions in the Himalaya with unprecedented regularity. So this is something big that's happening now in Himalaya. Don't you think UPSC will be interested to ask you questions in that angle?
Yes, sir.
Getting it? This is
Yes,
how. So UPSC is really interesting preparation when you do it in the right. Got it? Right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Good. Keep going. Uday, last.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
Sir, I completed till modern history. Last 10 videos left.
Okay.
Sir, I have exams on May month, sir. I will be blocked on May month. I will start again quality and economy in June. By end of July 15th, I am able to complete whole prelims part, sir.
Super. Good.
What next, sir? Like what? I want to know what will be
Very
next.
simple. Once you
We
finish
be
your
prepared for
subjects, see, once you finish your subjects, I want everyone to take the mains mentoring. The mains mentoring program is a very, very interesting program, and that will be for around 50 days or 100 days based on your timeline. Okay. Now, in that mains mentoring, every single day, you will be given 2 questions to present. And you can do an open book system also. The game is very simple. You should impress the examiner. Okay. 1 day, 2 day, you will start slow. You might take even 1 hour or 2 hours to write one question. But as time goes by, your time starts reducing day by day, day by day, day by day. It will come down to hardly 5 to 10 minutes per question. So over the 40th day or 50th day, you'll be so strong in your presentation skills that no matter how the question comes, you'll actually be able to write an answer by taking the keyword and building on the answer. So once this part is done, Uday, then you will have the funnel narrowing down to your prelims preparation, where you will start taking up the prelims test. See, when you know a broader angle, don't you think how difficult it is for you to know a narrow fact? For example, if you know Maratha administration as a whole, how difficult it is if I ask you a fact about Shivaji or Sambhaji? Making sense? So this is how you go up. So whatever information base that you've prepared now, you will constantly nurture that, improve it as the tests go by. Whereby you will come to a level where any question I give you or any topic I give you, you can write an essay on it or a GS answer.
Okay. So on that mains mentoring only, I should do parallelly mains topics like governance.
No. You will finish all of that and then you will begin the mains mentoring, not before you finish it. Because without the raw material, what will you write an answer? Without a bird's eye view, what will you write an answer? Yeah.
Like extra mains topics also I should complete, then mains mentoring program, right?
Pull all the subjects when it is complete, then you will start your mains mentoring.
Oh, sir, I have one last doubt.
Yeah.
Sir, like as we are moving in UPSC preparation, sir, if you have any passion, should we kill it? Like completely focus on UPSC mode, or if you have some other passion, like not about if I have to spend 80 more hours in 1 year to fulfill that passion, I should do that, or I
be
should
clear.
stop
What
it?
is it that you want to do?
Sir, like I have knowledge about finance and cryptocurrency, sir. I want to make a course on technical analysis and I want to sell it through Instagram.
What is the problem? Yeah. Please.
For that,
There's no limit to knowledge.
Yeah, YouTube, how to monetize YouTube, how to gain more views, how to market properly. Like I should spend extra time for that side hustle.
Whatever you want to do, you can do. But compartmentalize your life. Please don't mix everything. That is, when you're doing your UPSC preparation, you do that UPSC preparation. When you're doing that extracurricular activity that you have to do, you do that. Getting the point. Don't mix both. Keep the slots for that as it is and engage in it. The UPSC is not life. UPSC is a part of life. Whatever time you have to give it for that, you give it. Apart from that, you can do other things. See, there are many officers who have their own set of hobbies and interests. We had an IPS officer who mountaineered Himalayas. Now, he learned mountaineering. There are officers and even our MP, Bangalore South, MP Tejasvi Surya, who happens to be my junior in school. Okay, he was the first MP to actually get into a, if I'm right, we call that athletic sport. Okay, he actually cracked it. Yeah. So now the point is this: just because you're an officer doesn't mean you have to do only that. You can have multiple interests towards it. Tomorrow, when government has a project in that, and if you have an experience in that, they will engage you first. Getting the point. So please don't stop yourself from doing anything, but compartmentalize your study. Keep the study time and that time separate. Right.
So I can spend extra time on learning those skills also.
Yeah,
no issues.
please. You read,
Like it
you
won't
learn,
affect the UPSC. I'm feeling like if I. Okay. Thanks.
See, understand, again, I'm repeating it, Uday. UPSC is not just in the books you read. It can be in everything that you do. You are going through cryptocurrency, you might have gone through certain documentaries or whatever it is. Let us say there is a question being asked from that particular area, and you have a great clarity and command over the subject. Don't you think you can answer that question?
Yes, sir.
What's the point? So this is exactly what I'm telling you. The priority is UPSC. And during the time that you're given for UPSC, you work on UPSC. Balance part, you do what you want.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. That's all I suggest. That's all I tell. If someone comes and asks me, do I need to read NCERT? Yes, you can. But first focus on what we are in priority, and then you can go through whatever books you want. Yeah. There's no limit to reading. You can read how much ever you want. I'm more than happy. But if you have limited time, focus on what's in the priority, because you are here not to become a professor. You are here to become an officer. Please have that clarity.
Yes, that's why I'm worried, sir. Like I have only 1 year left.
Okay, sorry, my apologies. I've extended the time today. Let's recap. Yeah, let's recap on what we did today. So before we wind up, so we discussed the hack of the day called micro brainstorming. Whenever you're having coffee, whenever you're discussing something, or whenever you're taking a break. Okay, if you have a study buddy, or if you you can do this, or you can do it by yourself also, and this will really help you build your recall muscle. And for challenges regarding procrastination, we brainstorm on 3 important hacks. One is start with tasks with least resistance. Make the journey towards it least resistant. When find a study place, find a study time, and find a study routine that empowers you. Second, brainstorm what's going on in your mind. Take a book. Whenever you're disturbed, whenever you have a challenge, write down, why am I feeling that? Allow your mind to talk. That's your mind's way of expressing what it wants. To kindly do that. And third, use a diary to track your progress. Do the mistakes list every single day so that you know that you have committed this mistake and you won't commit it again. And when it comes to anxiety, I all told you this technique of tiger and cage process. I want all of you to try that because it will really help you overcome the anxiety. Okay. And again, another angle of anxiety is if you're getting anxiety, you have to face it and brainstorm what you're feeling and take action on it, not just escaping from it. Take action on why you're getting anxiety. Got it? And best practice, list down the concepts and link it to current affair. And in that we saw, as Palak had asked the question, just write and identify the headline. You need not sit and make complicated notes. Keep it very, very simple. Remember, don't try to remember anything. Try to understand everything, and it's okay to let out certain information. Your brain is not some supercomputer to remember each and everything. Allow your brain to understand and correlate whatever it wants. Over the second reiteration, you actually can learn better. Yeah. And take a power nap in the afternoon. It will really help you stay more focused and happy. And stretch your thoughts through recall and see what you can stretch your thoughts on. And interlink things, build the mental mind map. It will really help you. And lastly, you can take the recall challenge, where noting down the topics and mind mapping it. So write down all the topics in a sheet of paper. And as Devika mentioned, you can even mind map things and you can start brainstorming about it. And whichever you don't know, it's okay. Mark it. Go back and see it. Remember, whatever you can do, do it before the exam. That is what is in your hand. And during the exam hall, whatever you know, you attend. Okay? So feel free to reach out to us. We are always welcome. And we are there as a community to support you so that we all together work on achieving the exam. Yeah? Right? So thank you so much. I'm looking forward to all of you having a very productive week. For those of you who shared that your week wasn't productive, sit down today itself and plan your week to ensure that you achieve your targets in the upcoming week. Okay. I wish you all the best and see you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.